Not not one note was taken. So I we just gonna talk, okay? Because hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Belle, and this is the Belle Perspective. And today we're going to be reviewing Ready to Love, season 8 or 9, depending on who you ask, child. Okay. This is part two. Blink if you're okay. We came back from that raggedy cliffhanger that didn't need to be, but it was. Um, and y'all, high key, I didn't take any notes. So we really just gonna have a conversation about this show. But before we do that, let's get into some housekeeping items first. This is a growing channel. This is a growing channel. And what that means is I need your help. If you haven't already subscribed, what are you waiting for? You're going to love it over here. We build community while having a little kiki on the side. So I review books. Right now I'm reading The Other Black Girl. I've already read this before, but we rereading it for the virtual free virtual book club, Black LITuations, and also in anticipation of the Hulu series that's going to be premiering September 13th. So we want to read the book, talk about it in the book club on the 28th, September 28th at 7 p.m. I'll put that information in the description box, but also read it in anticipation of the its premiere September 13th. I'll also be reviewing that as well. So we talk about books, movies, TV shows, reality TV shows. And I also have a new series called The Bold and Black on Perspective, where I'm chronicling my conversion of everyday household products to Black owned everyday household products. So the first video that I did was of me with the toilet paper and the detergent, laundry detergent that I use now. And I've been using it for a couple months. Check those out. Check that out. Let's get into this conversation. Notice I said conversation because again, I took nary a note. Okay, let's get into it. Anyway, so I know, but I don't know. Yeah. Also, shout out to the Ready to Love panel discussion last night, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Shayna, D Movie Man, Miss Kira speaks, myself. We had a special guest, JB says you got to check him out as well. I'll put all that information in the description box. But we had a good time. He shared a few little tidbits about Jessica and his experience with her meeting her at some, I think, a back to school event, I think, or backpack event or something like that, because he lives in that area, in the Dallas area. So he talked a little bit about that, but we just had a good time. Obviously, there was nothing much to talk about from the show, but just us being on the panel was a good time. So first things first, there's a couple things that I want to point out. And I think we all understand this at this point, that there really truly are no couples that stand out. I think somebody posted on Twitter that they thought Aries and Phil were so cute and they liked them. And I was just like, oh, they are? For real? Oh, word, they are? Okay. Aries and Phil, first of all, they're not giving me the feels. Like, you know how you see a couple and you're like, oh my God, you guys are so cute. Oh my God. They not giving me that. One. Two, Aries has mentioned ever so slightly that she's afraid that Phil doesn't have a job. Now, y'all remember a couple episodes ago how we got on Kira about questioning whether or not the man had a job. Now I'm like, well, damn, Kira, maybe she might have been on to something. That's one of the things about this show that kind of gets on my nerves. They only give us like one dimension, and so we're automatically looking at that person and being like, oh, they don't know what they're talking about. And then as we go along, we're like, well, maybe they did know what they were talking about. So anyway, not to say that Kira didn't need to leave and not to say that she wasn't annoying. She absolutely was, and I'm so glad to see her go. But she might have been right on that one. Okay. My grandma always used to say a broken clock is right twice a day. So we'll give her that. Quinton and Janelle. Now, I already told y'all in my previous video, I gave back my Janelle card. I cannot cape for her. I didn't gave it back. I've been delivered. I'm not fooling with her. And it's open season right now for her. She needs to be dragged. So Maurier tells the women that Sierra is not ready to love. Now, again, I don't know why Sierra, and actually JB said that this season a lot of people wanted to self eliminate, but the production team wouldn't allow them to. So it almost seemed like there was a sigh of relief when Sierra was told that she was dismissed from the show. She was like, thank you. Honestly, when she came down, when they said you're on the chopping block, she was like, oh, it's my time. I was like, it's my time. That's how much these people really didn't want to be on this season. Sierra gets voted off, y'all. And Jessica, in the delivery of who is being voted off, Maurier says that some of the men think that Jessica is combative, etc., etc. Now, Maurier is supposed to be a connection with Jessica, so I don't understand. I understand why Jessica got upset with him delivering the news about her being combative. We knew who the person was that said Jessica was combative is Chris 1.0. We already know, which I got some words for him. We already know it was Chris, but Maurier, knowing that Jessica is your connection, he could have edited some of the words that he used in real time instead of just delivering exactly word for word, bar for bar. He could have just, you know, chose his words a little bit more wisely than he did. But this is Maurier, the man who wakes up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon to start his day.
He's gone.
He ain't got no job.
We moving on. We moving on. What else is happening? Okay, so Jessica is upset at Maurier and pretty much the rest of the team, the rest of the cast. She already knows who's the one who actually said and used the word combative, but she's not gonna go off. She's not gonna say anything. She's not gonna do anything because she's gonna have respect for the dead, which is Chris. Said, I'm using that, mama. Girl, I'm using that. Janelle decides that she's gonna pick up her cross and carry it for her. Now, Janelle, sweetheart, dear, you are the last person on this planet to talk about anybody using the word combative. And also, I'd like to note that I'm sick and tired of Ready to Love every season, every single solitary season. We find a word to label Black women, and then we have to go on this diatribe about how it's so detrimental to label Black women as aggressive, as combative, as angry, as whatever word they use for that season. I'm tired of these conversations. One, if someone is combative and they truly are combative within the collective, that's what it is. Now, I could see if this person was a non-Black person and they said that Jessica was combative and aggressive or whatever, then I would kind of side eye and say, I don't know. I don't trust your intentions with that word. But if it's another Black person saying that I think that you're combative, I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying that maybe you might want to listen to the words and listen to what's actually happening, because maybe it's not just an attack on your character because you're a Black woman. Maybe it's actually true. In this case, I don't think so. The person who actually is combative is Janelle. I think that Jessica is guilty by association. I don't think that she is. Jessica ain't said not nary word. She don't even get into arguments with anybody. And we saw it clearly later on in the episode. Kat goes around being very much pick me. I was looking at Kat like, girl, I really need you to self eliminate because right now you're looking very awkward. This is weird. Hi, you guys. Maurier, I think you did the right thing. Don't forget me, you guys. Look at me. I'm still here. I know Sierra got voted off, but you can choose me. Janelle being the creeper that she usually is, basically stalking Quinton, and I can't even call it stalking because Quinton is okay with it. He's fine with it. Chris buys Lee some, in the words of Akira Speaks, Old Navy sandals, Old Navy slides. Lee is like, "Oh my God, thank you so much." I'm like, "Girl, you really need to read the room." Yeah. That happened at the getaway. They come back. Who Quinton and Janelle go on a date. They haven't talked to each other since the getaway. They're not really connected like that. Maurier goes on a date with Kat for the very first time in the entire season. They're not really connected like that. Kat is really just trying to get chose. She's just trying to be chose, y'all. And I'm really trying to get through this because there really wasn't anything going on. We get down to the eliminations. Chris is on the chopping block. Maurier is on the chopping block. They decide that Maurier is still ready to love, which I don't understand how he has no connections. Jessica's not feeling him like that, although she did say that, oh no, me and Maurier, we tight. We real tight. We're tight. But in the confessional, she was just like, I don't trust him. I don't know him. I don't want to have anything to do with him. I'm like, girl, alliance, you trying to make it to the end. Clear as day. So Jessica and Maurier, I guess, are gonna ride off into the sunset. Chris gets sent home. They have Jessica. I said, y'all are so messy. They have Jessica go and tell Chris that he's not ready to love. Chris loses it. Loses it. And when I tell you the definition of a ban, and I want to say what it is, I want to say what the acronym stands for, but I just don't have the energy. The way that they edited the scene, it made Jessica look all the more innocent. And honestly, somebody who's truly combative would have had full opportunity. Just, I mean, it would have been a green light for them to go off on Chris in the way that he went off on her. He said, F you and everything you're about. I'm like, Chris, Jessica disturbs you that much? Here's a theory, and this is gonna be the last thing I say before I wrap this thing up because nothing else going on. I think Chris is a deeply, deeply insecure man. I think he has some identity issues going on. I think that he was raised in a culture that props men up and puts women below men. And the person that Jessica is, because he is a man and he has identity and self-esteem security issues, he's got some issues going on here. He is holding on to that shred of manhood, right? If at least if I don't have nothing else, I'm confused about everything else. I'm not sure what else is going on in my life. I'm still a man, right? I have got that to hold on to as my security blanket. And Jessica's the type of woman who is not a man is beneath or a man is above me. I get my direction from a man. She's not that. She stands in her own right. She has her own self. She has her own person. She is her own thing, right? She is her own entity on her own. And that bothers him. That that's like a disturbance in the force to him because how dare this woman, right, break from the code? How dare this woman break from what I was taught as me being a man? She's not in sequence, right? The sequence 0001, 0001, right? There's a sequence going on. And anybody that falls out of that sequence must be eradicated or they're defective. Like something is wrong with them. And that's how he talks about her. He talks about her like she's defective because he's held on to this image of being a man, right? Because that's the shred of hope that he has because he clearly got other issues going on. All right, y'all. Okay. Identity issues that he ain't come to terms with. I think that's what it is. And it disgusts him. He just looks at her like, what the hell's wrong with you? You need to understand that I'm a man. Because that was the first thing that he said. You need to respect me as a man. I'm a man. He kept saying it. I was like, well, no, you a band. Big band energy. Okay. Big band behavior up in here is what it is. But that's my personal opinion. You know, I like to psychoanalyze people. You know, I like to do that. That's my personal opinion on the episode and what he did. And it was a perfect opportunity for Jessica to go off on him, but she didn't. And I'm just like, okay, for the people who are dragging her, calling her combative with a nasty attitude and all these things, that was her opportunity right there to go off on him. He quiet as it's kept, it looked like he would have thrown the drink on her. And also, a little birdie told me Jessica posted that he flipped the table on her, but she deleted it. Down in the comments, let me know what y'all think about the episode, and I'll see you guys later. Don't forget, Friday nights, we talk about RTL. on the panel, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fridays. Hope to see you there. Like, comment, subscribe,